Okay, so for this video we're going to be going over the very final step. This is actually kind of the most fun part about the final project is you get to add textures to everything, so make it look realistic. So my request is that try to make the outside of the house look as similar as you can to the cover page. So it shows basically that the outside of this is very rustic looking. It's got like a wood face to it, and then it's got what appears to be like a sheet metal kind of a roof to it. And then on the inside, anything goes. You can be as creative as you want. So in order to paint things, just in case you haven't caught on to that in the other videos, there's this paint bucket here icon. And under this, there's a whole bunch of presets that you can use. So for example, if I want to do the roof, I'm going to try going into the metal, and we'll see a couple different options here. That one's actually kind of pretty boring. I'm looking more for something as close as I can maybe get it, and you'll just, ooh, that one wasn't too bad actually. So this is pretty comparable to what we got going on here in the final project here. Actually looks pretty comparable as far as the cover page. So all I'm doing here is I'm literally just using my painting tool to paint and texture the everything associated with the roof. So be careful, because obviously there's an underside to this as well, so you're really going to have to get in there and make sure every surface is painted. So my request for this is literally the entire house should be painted. I shouldn't be seeing any white walls, and I shouldn't be seeing any white anywhere, to be honest. So make sure that you're really digging in there and covering all your bases in terms of every single face of the house. So, okay. Anyway, I'm not going to go through having you guys watch me paint everything in this video. So what I am going to do though is I'll show you just kind of some of the basic stuff that you can find. So if we're still working on the outside of the house here, if I look under wood, let's see, I think fencing actually had something that was pretty comparable. Yeah. So under the fencing drop down, there's basically two different types. I kind of liked this old wood look. You guys can use, I guess, whichever one you want. But this looks pretty comparable to the outside of the house that's shown on our cover page. So again, I know I'm being a little bit anal trying to make this match, but you have to remember, in the real world, if you were going to present this to a client, the last thing you want is for it to look like a clown house. So you're going to want to make it look as close as you can to what basically they're asking for. So I'm trying to get in here to paint this one wall. So just use your best judgment. On the inside of the house, you can do whatever you want. I had some people last semester that got a little crazy, literally, and that's fine. I'm not going to tell you guys what to do there. Just on the outside, I would like it, since we do have a good picture of what this house looks like, try to make it as close to that picture as you can. Okay, so then this is kind of everything for the outside of the house. I do need to, now that I see here, I've got these posts out front. So let's see what we got here. So I can paint these posts kind of whatever color I want here. And keeping in mind, obviously, that there's 4 sides to this. So again, you're going to have to rotate your view to make sure that you're capturing all the different sides. Again, this is kind of the fun part, so have fun with it. All the hard stuff is done now, so you can kind of sit back and enjoy the moment, I guess you will. Okay, so again, I'm not going to waste your time by showing everything here. So again, all I'm doing is I'm just painting, making sure that I cover all of the sides of everything. And this is why it's so important that we have everything on layers, because now if I turn off the roof, I can immediately jump into that second floor. And we have all sorts of different options for carpeting, everything. So again, I'm kind of more conservative, so I'm probably going to try to make this so it actually looks decent. You guys can do whatever you want. And again, you can make sure that you paint everything. So even these walls here that are coming through from the floor below, paint those, and we'll just pretend that they're a solid piece. And don't forget inside the closets. I had people last semester that forgot that detail and did lose a couple points there, nothing major, but still, make sure everything's painted. I want this to be your finished product, like if you were, again, giving it to a client, this is something they'd paid for, okay? So, I like carpet. You can use, actually, come to think of it, you could use hardwoods if you want, so maybe you could do carpet in the bedrooms and hardwood floors everywhere else. Obviously, that's pretty common. It's completely up to you. And of course, we've got wall paint that we can do here. Again, I don't want any white walls, so even if you think the walls should be white, still I want you to paint them. Okay, so if we go under, let's see, and we've got stone tile, so say, you know, we've got the bathroom here. Obviously the bathroom is going to be tile. And note that we are not putting in any of the fixtures like the bathroom sink or the toilet or anything like that. That's a little bit outside of the scope of this class. I'm more concerned with you guys understanding how to read plans and whatnot. So, but that being said, obviously the bathroom is going to be some sort of a tile. I highly doubt there's carpeting in there, maybe, unless it's maybe like your grandparents' house or something. Okay, so again, obviously I'm going to want to do the floor, the stairs, everything. Everything gets a texture to it, so try not to have any white walls. And let's see, if we look under, we've got just straight up colors. We've got everything in here. As you can see, this is more for the walls, so you can kind of paint it whatever color you want. So let's see here. We'll do maybe some tan colors, I guess, for my house. Okay, so you guys get the idea. Basically, you can paint, whoops, and be careful, obviously, right there, I accidentally painted the floor. But you can do all of that, and there's one last detail. This overlooks down into the great room here, and there's actually a railing here. And typically, railings are about 3 feet off the ground. And I just want to check and make sure that it doesn't list a height, and no, it doesn't. So we're going to do, just real quick, we're going to do a railing. So that way this is more realistic. We'll go 3 foot, I think it's 3 foot 9 inches, now that I think about it, is the typical height of a railing. And I'm going to say my railing is 2 inches thick, the bar. So what we'll do here is I'm just going to add my railing up here, and you can make this as decorative as you want. I had a lot of people do a lot of really cool stuff. Like, for example, just like what I have drawn there, I've had people that did the top of this as a wood railing, and then they used the glass feature and made the whole bottom of this glass, which was actually kind of cool. So you can really do it however you want. Just make sure that you add the railing there, because as you can see now, it's looking down below. Okay, so that's pretty much it. We are not going to add the fireplace. Again, that's a little outside the scope of this class. You're welcome to if you have extra time and I guess want some brownie points. But other than that, this is pretty much it. So you're just going to go through, you're going to texture everything, and you can obviously, so when I'm ready to jump into my first floor, I can turn off my second floor and I can get in there and let it go. Alright, that concludes all of our videos associated with this final project. If you have questions, please don't wait till the last minute to ask them. Best of luck. I look forward to reviewing your work.